Alright, so in a pre-show match, we have a bra and panties match between Molly. I don't know why I laugh at that every time. It just seems so weird to say it now. Between Molly Holly and Tori Wilson. Molly grabs the win when she strips Tori for a 54. Molly actually did a 68, which is pretty good. And then the other pre-show match, we have a triple threat match between Regal, Chavo, and X-Pac. And Regal got the win with his classic brass knucks on X-Pac for a 72. That's pretty good, actually. Regal can still hang. Chavo was 60 and X-Pac 67. That's not bad at all. Alright, first segment. Start of the show. The two-man power trip make their way up to the ring. Steve Austin grabs a microphone and tells everyone that the two matches at No Way Out are already a foregone conclusion. He's already laid waste to Benoit, Jericho, RVD and Shawn Michaels on Raw. And there isn't a damn thing anyone is going to do about it. The gold stays with Austin and Triple H, and that's the bottom line. But Austin is interrupted by Linda. Linda first congratulates Triple H for winning his match on Raw, despite needing help from his friend Stone Cold. Due to him not being able to put away RVD by himself, RVD will have a match tonight against Chris Jericho and Chris Benoit, and should he win, he will be entered into the match for the IC title at Judgment Day. And if either Austin or Trips gets involved in that match, the title will be vacated and we will be guaranteed a new champion at Judgment Day. Also, seeing as Stone Cold was so keen to send a message to HBK and Raw, she's given him a chance to send one back. Tonight in the main event, the two-man power trip will face HBK and a partner of his choosing. 90 rated. Decent. Gained heat as well, that's what I wanted. We then had a triple threat hardcore match for the hardcore title where Rhino defeated Perry Saturn and Mike Awesome. Tammy Sitch obviously got some of the distraction work done. 70 overall, so 68, 66 and 68. Not bad again, not bad for a hardcore match at all. If anyone around about 70s for hardcore is really good. Happy with that. Perry, I don't know what you've been smoking, mate, but you're hardcore, so I don't know what your problem is. We then have a segment where Vince is seen in his office on the phone to someone when the room is entered by a load of tag teams, Edge and Christian, Ray and Jushin, and the Dudley Boys, and they're all irate that they have no plans at Judgment Day. Vince asks for calm and tells them that he has a sneaking suspicion that their patience is going to pay off, and they will have something worth fighting for on the pay-per-view, so they better get ready. They all look pleased until they realise he means they all have a chance, at which point tensions clearly rise between them all. 86 rated, that's really good. Really, really good. Eddie's just, I love Eddie. I love Eddie so much. So we cut backstage to Eddie, and Eddie has cornered Jonathan Coachman, and he's made him give him an interview. He says that him and Mr. Perfect had a perfect match last week, and while his stock is on the rise in the WWF, he wants to continue having perfect matches, so he asked him if he wants to do it one more time. 83 rated. Match. Okay, and then the match between them two, 75, Eddie 79, Kurt 76. Not too bad. And Eddie Guerrero got the win with a handful of tights, 75. We then see the NWO backstage in their locker room, and they've basically stolen a cameraman. They've dragged him in and forced him to do an interview. They say so much for the Brothers of Destruction. They didn't beat them only once, but twice last week. And Hogan reminds Undertaker that while he is around, he will always be playing second fiddle to the Hulkster, just like he always has been all these years. They then tell the cameraman to get out, and they throw a few beer cans and empty bottles of Jack Daniels at him. 90 rated. Pretty decent. We then have a decent match between Lita and Trish. Trish gets the win after ramming Lita's head several times into the mat. At the end of the match, she has to be taken away with paramedics and the neck brace, and Chyna is in the ambulance with her as she gets driven off to the hospital. Lita performed at 70. Okay, alright. Maybe she isn't so problematic on this game anymore. That's decent. 65. And then after a commercial break, we come back to find Vince in the ring addressing the fact that begrudgingly Goldberg has earned his place in the Fatal 4-Way at Judgment Day for the new WWF World Heavyweight Championship. That means that we only have one place left. And before he can say any more, he's interrupted by Kurt Angle. Kurt cannot believe it has taken him this long to be considered for this match. The fact that The Rock got first shot is a joke, and after putting the hurt on Ric Flair, the supposed greatest of all time, he demands to be put in the match. Vince says while that he's pissed that Kurt interrupted the chairman, he admires his balls. He gives Kurt Angle the final qualification match and tells him his opponent may be closer than he thinks. Kurt looks confused as Vince looks towards the roof of the building, and as Kurt looks up, we see Sting in the rafters, looking down. Sting's in the WWF for the first time. Kurt looks horrified as he tells Vince he's changed his mind, but Vince laughs and shrugs, and he leaves Kurt in the middle of the ring, being overlooked by the Icon. $87 rated. Decent. Let's see how Sting's gimmick got off. Alright, fine. Is what it is. We then have a match between the Hardy Boys and the New Age Outlaws for 75 rated. Jeff Hardy's got the revenge and picks up the win on Billy Gunn with a Swanton Bomb. Jeff and Matt 90 rated. Okay, yeah, they're just awesome. Road Dogg and Billy Gunn 57 and 58. That's not too bad. That's good. 75 rated match. We then cut backstage and Michael Cole has found Ric Flair and he asks him for his comments on Sting's arrival in the WWF. He says him and Sting go way back, and as much as he hates to admit it, Sting is a bad man and Kurt Angle is going to get what's coming to him. There may be gold in Kurt's past, but there is no gold in Kurt Angle's future. The Nature Boy guarantees it. The camera pans slightly to the left to see HBK is standing next to Flair. The two fall silent before HBK asks Flair to be his partner tonight. He needs the very best beside him. Flair cracks a wry grin before HBK and Flair are partners tonight. $90 rated. Of course it is. It's Ric Flair on the stick. We then have the triple threat match between Benoit, Jericho and RVD, which went for 77. RVD was the weak link. Benoit, Jericho, and both performing in the mid to high 80s, and RVD 69, so still isn't bad. Chris Jericho got the win after applying the walls of Jericho on RVD, and Benoit hesitated to break it up. It seems Benoit wants to keep the numbers as low as possible for Judgment Day, and everyone is against Rob Van Dam. Triple H is then seen backstage on looking at a TV. He lets out a laugh and walks away. 77. We then cut to the car parking lot, and the NWO are seen walk into their limo in the parking lot with some, let's just say, hired friends in check. When they find their limo on bricks with the wheels removed and Dead Man ink sprayed across the side. They hear a "hello boys" from behind as they are ambushed by the Brothers of Destruction. Hogan manages to escape and steals a nearby taxi, which Scott Hall and Kevin Nash bundle in, using the girls as cover and make a hasty escape while the Brothers of Destruction get on the motorbikes and give chase. 86 rated. Not bad. We then have a throwaway match of the APA versus Steiner and Bagwell, which is 69, which is way better than what I thought. Steiner and Bagwell have excellent chemistry. Alright, well, I'm going to have to put those two together and do something with them. Bradshaw and Farouk 74 and Scott Steiner 92. Okay, alright, Steiner's... We're going to have to do something with Steiner, definitely. We then have The Rock backstage, and he's pacing back and forth when he's asked about last week's mayhem and the injury he sustained in the match with Booker T. The Rock says it doesn't matter if The Rock's hurt. All the time he has a beating heart and 4 legs. He will continue to whoop Booker T's ass, his crony's ass, and now Bill Goldberg. The WCW boys keep giving the Great One reasons to show up every show and lay the SmackDown. At Judgment Day, hurt or not, you're looking at the first ever WWF World Heavyweight Champion. 94 rated. Triple H and Steve Austin are then shown in their locker room getting ready for the main event. Steve Austin tells Triple H that he's tired of bailing them out. He says you and HBK go way back, I know that and you know that, and if he senses for 1 second a hint of a DX reunion, he won't hesitate to stomp a mod hole and walk it dry if it's the last thing he does. He says you know how HBK works, you know what makes him tick, you know his weaknesses, so when you go out there he expects exploitation, he expects blood, and he expects his hand to be raised. Triple H is clearly pissed, but nods in agreement and stares at Austin as he leaves the dressing room. 95 rated. So we go to the main event, the 2-man power trip versus Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair. I've given these 25 minutes. I'm really hoping this is going to be decent. Let's see how good this is. 80. Alright, fine. Shawn Michaels got the victory with the sweet chin music to Triple H. Austin's lost it and grabs a chair and swings at Michaels, only for him to duck and eat a sweet chin music through the steel chair. Ric Flair locks in the figure 4 leg lock and Austin screams in pain for help at Triple H, who just slides out the ring and slowly backs up the ramp holding his head before delivering an emphatic suck it to Austin through the pain as the camera fades away. 82 rated. Why was this low? The match dragged the end. Okay, alright, fine. I ran it too long. Triple H 96, Austin 100, Flair 90, and Shawn Michaels. That was probably a 100-rated match if it was a 20-minute rather than a 25. So that's actually my fault, but it is what it is. 82 rated. End of the show. Decent stuff. Triple H is extreme. Okay. 84 rated show. Not bad. We're still increasing our popularity, which is what I want anyway, which is all good. Decent show.